Stevie, let's look back at Friday's 2-1 victory against Hearts to begin with. When you look back at the 90 minutes overall, would you say it was a near perfect performance?
The one thing that we were on Friday that was very pleasing was we were competitive. Our shape out of possession was terrific. Hearts have changed their formation a number of times during the game, which was a compliment to ourselves. I think on the night we made a couple of substitutions late on in the game, which showed the standard and the application of the 11 starters. And I've always said it's the players that also finish the game, but I thought the boys were exceptional, the ones that started the game, and obviously Kevin coming on and Fraser, albeit for a short spell in the game, they added their bit of quality just to see us over the finishing line.
When you look at the results over the weekend overall, it shows you the topsy-turvy nature of the league. Inverness defeating Raith Rovers, I think that was their first defeat in the league this season. Ayr beating Dundee, a game that you would maybe see as being quite closely contested. So it shows you that any team could beat any team on their day, and it's just about the team that's the most consistent over the course of the season.
Yeah, it's competitive. The Championship always is. I was actually up at the Arbroath Morton game. We was obviously playing Arbroath in the Cup this week, but there was very little in that game as well, and it's a hard one. Any given day when you go and look at the fixtures in the Championship, it's hard to predict who's going to win. So we find ourselves that we're in form at the moment, we're enjoying that, but what's happened, and we've now got to look to the future and just hopefully carry on the form we are at the moment.
When you look at the game this weekend against Arbroath, up against a team that we know well, having played them a lot last season, their squad hasn't changed that much, so you'll know what to expect from Dick Campbell's men. Yeah,
again, it'll be a competitive fixture, but our objective was to get out the group stages of the League Cup, and we managed to do that in a very difficult group. So credit to the squad, the boys, for their application to get us through. To go through as a seeded team was a bonus, but then when you look at the cup draw itself, there was never going to be an easy fixture. But the one thing that we're excited by is, we go up to Arbroath at the weekend with an opportunity to progress to the quarter-final stage of a major tournament or a major competition in Scotland, and that's our objective. We want to go up there and win the game, but we know that will be extremely difficult.
When you look at the competition overall, do you feel it's a great chance, as you said, to get to the quarter-finals, and what that could do for the club on and off the park? We saw last year that we lost in this stage to Celtic, but it would have helped the club out financially as well. It's been a great barometer for the players and yourself in terms of on the park, but this is a different kind of test and gives us a different kind of expectation heading into this one.
Well, I think it would be another step in the right direction, that we're progressing to the latter stages of the tournament, but nothing's a given, and as I say, it's going to be a very, very difficult game up there, but one that we can go on and win the game. The only difference from last season, Jordan, was there aren't crowds at these games this year, so that's going to have an impact on the financial side of things in terms of what the club can possibly gain. But in terms of the club developing and moving on, it'd be great for us to get to the later stages of the tournament.
We saw in the last Betfred Cup group game against Clyde, you made a few changes to give guys game time. Could we expect similar this weekend, or is it the strongest 11 you feel you could put out?
I think, Jordan, there were changes. It wasn't just to give boys game time. It's without having reserve football, it's important that we make sure that boys are ready when they're asked and called upon, and again, that's credit to the way that the boys are training, because I don't think there's anybody been on the pitch this season yet that's been found wanting. So we'll very much focus. It's a tournament that we want to progress in, so I'm not going to try and be clever with my team selection. We'll put on the best 11 that we think is going to be competitive to go and try and beat Arbroath come Saturday.
I suppose the pleasing thing for you will be, even if you were to make changes, the guys that would potentially come in, guys that were on the bench on Friday, such as Aaron Comrie or an Ian Wilson or Kevin O'Hara, Fraser Murray, they're all players that, as you've said, have already contributed in the first team this season, and players you have no qualms about putting in.
Yeah, that was exciting for us when you look at the bench on Friday night against Hearts, that we had a bench that were capable of coming on, and they've got experience of playing at Championship football now. And as you rightly say, whoever the starting 11 are, whoever's going to be the bench come the weekend, bar Lewis Martin, we're going to have everybody fit. it will give us an opportunity to try and win the game.
How pleasing is it that it's only Lewis Martin that's missing out? Of course you would have loved to have him fit as well, but I'm sure he's making progress in his rehab, and you'll be looking forward to getting him back involved as soon as possible as well.
Yeah, I think with Lewis, so that it's going to be a longer term one, which is disappointing because Lewis was magnificent for us last season. I know that he's very frustrated, and it's that side of things we've got to make sure our duty of care for Lewis Martin when everything's going as well as it is at the club at the moment. It's important that we look after Lewis and make sure he's in a good place, because I know that he's fully behind the boys, but it might have to take a wee while longer for Lewis to wait until he's back in a Dunfermline jersey.
A player that's potentially benefited from Lewis's injury is Josh Edwards, and we've just spoken to him there just now, and he feels that over the last 12 months heading into his second season, he's matured as a player and grown into the role here at Dunfermline. Is that something you'd agree with?
Definitely, and I think you look at Josh, that's his first full-time pre-season with us, and he's kicked on, and you can see it. He'll be the first to admit that the players alongside him are helping him. He's always asking questions, which is great. He's keen to try and improve his own game, and as I say, it's exciting because he's only young. I think Josh just turned 20, and he's got a lot of good years ahead of him, hopefully with Dunfermline as well.
Perfect, thanks Stevie.